Today, we're looking back at all the insane IndyCar news of the past few weeks. This is Triple Crown Racing. Let's get into it. Annoyingly, in the short few weeks where we stopped podcasting, IndyCar decided to absolutely blow up. The news has been game-changing for IndyCar, and it's definitely worth discussing. So I have 3 discussion points for you today, so let's get into our first one. McLaren have confirmed their driver lineup for the 2020 season. Unfortunately, at the 11th hour, it was confirmed that fan favourite James Hinchcliffe would not be one of those drivers. McLaren have opted to go for 2 very new drivers, Oliver Askew, who won the Indy Lights Championship this year, and Patricio Award, who did a few races for Harding and Carlin before trying his hand at Red Bull before being immediately dropped. Now, obviously, the decision wasn't popular. McLaren SP were criticised for dropping him at this late stage in the game, after leading him to believe that he'd be on the lineup for 2020. Currently, Hinch is without a drive, so that begs the question, is Hinch's career over? In an attempt to justify his actions, Zach Brown told the media this: "I'm well aware of the lack of popularity of this decision with James's fan base. I totally get it. I think if I look through some of the comments, we commented that he was going to be in the car in 2020, and at the time we made those comments, he was going to be in the car in 2020. In business and racing, as you guys all know, things change, business environments change. There's lots of stakeholders involved, and then Pato Award came on the market. We tend to like drivers that Red Bull drops because we think they're really good." This is what James Hinchcliffe had to say in response to his firing on Twitter. It goes without saying, the happenings of the last 48 hours have been difficult. We were shocked to learn we would not be in the 5 car for the 2020 season. Obviously, it's very late in the game, but my team is working flat out to try and salvage a full 2020 IndyCar campaign. The support from the motorsports community has been overwhelming and is endlessly appreciated. We only get to do what we do because of the fans, and your passion is amazing. Disappointment aside, I still have my health, incredible family, friends, and fans supporting me. And at the end of the day, there's not much a little maple syrup and a Leafs game can't fix. We've been kicked down before and came back stronger. This is simply our next fight. Challenge accepted." Hinchcliffe has received overwhelming support in light of these recent events, and apparently several teams such as Coin and RLL are interested in talking with him. Wherever Hinch ends up in 2020, I think most of us can all agree on one thing. That was a pretty dog move, McLaren. The second bit of news is that Penske has basically bought all of IndyCar. Roger Penske has bought both the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the IndyCar series. Now, I'm not gonna go into the whole CART won the war thing because I'm gonna be upfront. I'm too young to really know much about it. All I really know about the whole thing is that IndyCar split and then it came back together. Is that reasonable, or am I just dumb? What I do want to talk about is what Penske wants to do with IndyCar. Penske has already been in talks with NASCAR for a potential double-header at the Charlotte Roval. He's talking about doing some international races, but only a very limited number, and apparently more sponsors could be on the way. If all of this comes to fruition, I think it's good times ahead for IndyCar. The final discussion point for today relates to Nico Hulkenberg. Nico Hulkenberg has, of course, been fired by Renault, and with the remaining seat at Alfa Romeo now being filled by Giovinazzi and Nicholas Latifi with a view to a kill on the remaining Williams seat, it looks like Nico Hulkenberg's F1 prospects are quickly running dry. So is Nico Hulkenberg's career over? Fear not, for the German may have a potential career in the US of A. Hulkenberg has been offered a seat by Carpenter Racing, and while Nico Hulkenberg has previously said that he wouldn't be interested in racing an IndyCar because of the ovals, apparently he'd just be racing on the road courses for Carpenter. But realistically, if you want to compete for championships, you're gonna have to do all the races, including the ovals, so perhaps the Hulk may have a change of heart. Perhaps the allure of the Indianapolis 500 will change his perspective. What do you think? Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Comment your thoughts, feelings, or viewpoints that you may have in the comments below. I do actually read all the comments, so if you say something, I will at least see it. So like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.